Listen up, folks. This is a story of a man who tripped over life's cruelest twist. His name was John Mitchell, 35 years old, scraping by on the edges of a dusty American small town called Willow Creek. Life was a grind. Wake up, haul bricks at construction sites, collapse exhausted by night. Never dreamed a simple roadside find would unravel his world. It was a Tuesday afternoon, sun blazing like a spotlight. John, walking home along the cracked highway, spots a coiled piece of rope by the road. Could fix that leaky shed, he thinks, and picks it up. Just that. But fate? It had a darker script in mind. The trouble hadn't sparked yet. Picture the Dusty Trails Motel, a rundown joint where locals gather, sip burnt coffee, and trade small-town gossip. Ceiling fans creak, the air's thick with dust, and the jukebox hums a faded 90s tune. That day, a stranger stumbles in, face weathered, denim jacket caked in dust, clutching an empty satchel. He plants himself in the diner center and hollers, "Hey, everybody, my wallet's gone. Had $8,000. Yeah, cash, and some critical papers. Find it. Keep $4,000 for yourself, but please return it. Those papers are my lifeline." Diners freeze mid-bite. Burgers drip ketchup. Fries sit untouched, but some keep eating like it's just another Tuesday. Others, who hadn't started, grab their forks, munching as if to please background noise. Faces glow with greed and curiosity, eyes darting like they're in a 90s drama flick. A guy in a trucker hat mumbles, "Where'd you lose it?" The dusty man, voice cracking, says, "Roadside this morning. Contracts. ID copies. My business depends on them. Help me out, please." No one moves. Just chewing, whispering, the clink of coffee mugs. Classic 90s small-town indifference. Straight out of a gritty indie film. Here's where the plot twists like a 90s thriller. Outside, Robert Hayes, the town's nosy busybody, had been watching from his porch across the street. He saw John pick up the rope, but in the sun's glare, he swore it was a wallet. He burst into the motel, pointing wildly. "I saw him. John Mitchell, that 35-year-old guy down the block." He snatched the wallet off the road. Heads whip around. The dusty man, desperate, asks, "You sure? A wallet?" Robert nods, smug as a villain, in a low-budget crime flick. Clear as day from my porch. It was a lie. Robert just saw wrong. The rope glinted, and his mind filled the blanks. The crowd erupts like a scene from a mob movie. Thief. Grab that guy. Chaos swallows the motel. Some shove plates aside, ketchup splattering. Others munch fries while yelling, "Guys like him ruin this town." Spilled soda fizzes on tables, voices rise, and the 90s drama hits fever pitch. All neon lights and raw emotion. Cops get wind of it. 2 officers roll up. Inspector Dan Smith, grizzled with a permanent scowl, and Officer Vince Malone, young and cocky, like he stepped off a 90s cop show set. They drag John in, who's shaking, rope still clutched in his callous hands. Smith barks, "You steal that wallet? Talk." John, voice trembling, says, "No, sir, just this rope. Look." He holds it up, frayed and dirty, like evidence in a courtroom drama. No dice. Robert doubles down. He's lying. "I saw the wallet." The crowd chants, "Thief? Liar. He did it, won't admit it." Tears stream down John's face, his flannel shirt damp with sweat. "I swear it's just rope," he pleads, voice cracking like a tragic hero's. Smith slaps him hard, the sound echoing like a gunshot in a 90s action flick. "Stop the nonsense. Cough it up." The crowd circles, spitting venom. "Shame on you." Lock him up. This was it. The moment John's life cracked open, a 90s tragedy unfolding under the motel's flickering sign. Days bleed into weeks. The accusation sticks like tar. Willow Creek brands John a thief. Stores turn him away, clerks sneering. Old buddies cross the street to avoid him. He's a ghost in his own town, a shadow drifting through a 90s grunge ballad. Mornings, he wakes muttering, "What did I do wrong?" Depression creeps in, heavy as a distorted guitar riff. Nights without sleep, days lost of memories. The motel's neon glow, the cops' cold stares, the crowd's laughter. Passing the dusty trails, folks sneer. There's the crook. Kids point. Adults whisper. And John's world shrinks to his cramped apartment. Walls stained with despair. 7 years slog by, each slower than the last. John's health tanks. Heart palpitations, the doc says, but it's the weight of shame crushing him. He stops shaving, his stubble graying, eyes hollow like a character in a bleak 90s indie film. He barely eats, living off cheap coffee and stale bread. The town's taunts echo in his head, a relentless loop. In a hospital bed, tubes snaking from his arms, he whispers, "I was honest," and slips away alone as dawn breaks through sterile curtains. They bury him quietly at the edge of Willow Creek Cemetery, a plain grave under a gray sky. Barely a funeral. A couple strangers, no family, just a preacher mumbling prayers in the drizzle. The tombstone simple, etched in stone. John Mitchell, honest man. The town moves on, forgets him like a faded Polaroid tossed in a drawer. 2 months later, a biblical storm roars through Willow Creek. Rain hammers like a 90s disaster flick. Winds howl. Floods swallow homes. The motel, everything. Debris floats. Splintered wood, shattered signs. Lives wash away. But John's grave? Untouched. It stands tall amid the ruin, moss creeping over the stone, like a silent middle finger to the town's lies. As if the heavens declared, true souls don't wash away. Let's rewind, flesh out John's story. Keep that 90s reel spinning. He grew up rough, parents gone by 10, killed in a car crash on the old highway, raised himself on Willow Creek's edges, scavenging for scraps, dreaming of a better life. He'd work construction, fix cars at the garage, always humming Nirvana or Pearl Jam, hoping for a break. That rope day, he was walking home, boots scuffing dust, thinking of patching his shed to keep the rain out. Robert, spying from his porch, saw a glint in the sun and jumped to conclusions, his squinting eyes betraying him. The dusty man was a salesman from Chicago, wallet stuffed with cash and contracts to save his sinking business. Legal papers, deals, his whole future. Back at the motel, faces tell their own stories. An old geezer chomps fries, barely looks up, grease on his chin. A waitress, all big hair and hoop earrings straight out in 90s rom-com, gasps. For $1,000? No way. Her voice carries over the clatter of dishes. Nobody steps up, though. Eyes shift, forks scrape. Greed hangs heavy. Robert's accusation lights the fuse, his voice cutting through the diner like a knife. John's hauled in, trembling, his flannel shirt sticking to his back. He pleads, "It's rope, not a wallet." But the cops scoff. Smith's slap stings like betrayal. The crowd's louder, a chorus of liar. Thief. That night, the jail cell's cold, concrete walls closing in. Released at dawn, but the label sticks like gum on a shoe. The years grind on relentless. First year, John walks by the motel, hears crook from a passing trucker. Second, his heart skips. Doc says it's stress, hands him pills he can't afford. Third, he stops eating much, isolates his apartment, curtains drawn. Fourth, memories burn. "Why me?" he mutters, staring at the ceiling. Fifth, hospital visits pile up, his savings gone. Sixth, no friends call, no knocks at the door. Seventh, Bedridden. He scribbles in a tattered journal. Truth was rope. Why didn't they believe me? He dies alone, a nurse catching his final whisper, "I was honest," as a heart monitor flatlines. The burial's grim. Light rain, a muddy plot. The preacher's voice lost in the wind. 2 strangers stand by, heads bowed as the coffin's lowered. The tombstone simple, carved with truth. Then the storm hits. Lightning cracks like a 90s blockbuster. Floods rage. The town's obliterated. Homes collapse. The dusty trails motel reduce to rubble. Lives swept away in muddy torrents. Morning light breaks through, revealing wreckage. But John's grave stands proud, untouched, the only thing left whole. John's journal surfaces later. Found in the ruins by a cleanup crew. Pages of pain, scrawled in shaky ink. They saw a thief. I saw rope. The town rebuilds, hammers pounding. But the grave's a reminder. Its stone gleaming in the sun. Truth doesn't drown, doesn't crumble. It stands eternal, like a 90s movie's final shot fading to black. This story fades, but its heart beats on. False accusation scar burned deep, but truth stands tall, engraves in memories forever.